Adults who admittedly peaked in high school, what's life like for you now? It 25-year-olds who haven't yet realized everyone's 20s are slightly F-ked. I don't like to think you peak once in your lifetime. Life is a series of up and downs. So if you're reading this thinking you've peaked, you can always turn it around. My friend thinks she peaked in high school, but I'm still holding out hope for her. Yes. She was the top academically, athletically, socially. But what followed was a series of medical conditions. Depression. Feeling hopeless. Losing interest and passion. Some days she feels better. Some days she doesn't. And that's okay. I hope one day she can again feel like she is happy. There are many years left for your life. There are many years to find a new peak. And life is about the journey. Don't give up. Where's you motivating giraffe? Edit. Thanks to whomever touched me with their golden finger. It made my day. I hope the karma passes on to you in real life. The 50 Cent line, damn homie. In high school you was the man, homie, will forever haunt me. Other than that, you really just go from a shark in a koi pond to a minnow in the ocean. You can either dwell on the glory years or move the hell on with your life and make some new ones. This sums up my dad and his sisters. High school was as good as it got and they spent all the years following it celebrating graduation day. Everything was about partying, drugs, music, drinking, F-king, and doing it all again. Now two of them are dead, both died at 51, and the sole survivor, my aunt, has a weird form of leukemia due to snorting dirty crank. Not sure what her life expectancy is, but she probably has a decade or so left of partying. When I talked to any of them, all they talked about was the glory days of high school and all the partying and F-ked up shit they did. I always felt like it was sad and felt bad for them. It is hard to describe what a lifetime of partying, drinking, smoking, and doing drugs does to a person. They look totally worn out and dead inside. I had a friend who I played baseball with all through school until high school. He became a huge asshole. I was fairly popular and involved in different sports, so it was never towards me. But he was just a dick to everyone, it seemed. Fast forward a few years, he had dropped out of college and came to a party I was throwing at my college. He ended up with a few other friends from our hometown. It's a large city, around the keg, and started bawling about how his life sucked and he has no friends anymore because everyone's in college and nobody in our hometown likes him. I feel sad thinking about it. Guy I knew had a 4.0 grade score through 4 years of high school. Was given awards, certificates, the whole 9 yards. I was one of his connections for coke and weed and he would consume tremendous amounts. He went to university right out of HS and lasted 3 months before he completely burned out. The last time I saw him, he lived in a shithole trailer on abandoned property in northern Ontario and drinks constantly. So weed and coke are gateway drugs to Canada? I feel like this is a reference to Leahy. I guess I peaked in high school. Had a ton of friends. Popular. Great grades. Was on a varsity team. Dated my first girlfriend. My best friends are still the friends I made in high school, in college and afterwards. I never met anyone as cool or great as them. I'm kind of lost in life right now. I'm 24. And no idea what I want to do with my life. I miss my best friends. I miss having no responsibility. I miss Fridays after school where we would all pile into one car and take on the world and chase girls and play video games and do nothing. I miss all that so much. Peaked? Peaked? Let me tell you something. I haven't even begun to peak. And when I do peak, you'll know. Because I'm gonna peak so hard that everybody in Philadelphia's gonna feel it. I'm sure most people who peaked in high school, edit. Because there was a. Here because I used a cell phone, still think they're the bee's knees. How much you wanna make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains? Yeah. Coach Welder put me in 4th quarter. We would have been state champions. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. I went to a private high school. All the douchy, popular kids ended up going to great universities on their parents' dime and got sweet jobs and hot wives. Graveyard shift ain't so bad. A lot of people have a bitter view at people who had a good time in high school. I think it's absolutely possible for high school to be some of the best times of your life under certain conditions. Doesn't mean you're a loser adult. I mean, my parents actually trusted me as a teen. So I didn't really gain any freedom when I hit adulthood. I had already been used to going out when I wanted. Relationships were easier. I kept summer jobs so I had tons of income I could blow on whatever with no bills to pay. Life will never be that easy again. And I'm not lost in life or anything. Got a wonderful girlfriend. We have our own place. Live in a town I love with a circle of great friends. Adulthood is fine. It's just that the teen years felt like easy mode, I guess. I can see where people are coming from if they had parents who had them on lockdown though. At my high school, you were popular if you were both smart and in sports. Most of the most popular guys are now off doing some pretty interesting things. One guy is a teacher in Thailand. Another guy has a master's from Cambridge in astronomy and is working on his PhD in physics at Harvard. My school was a little different, I guess. Oh man, I wish I could go back in time. I'd take state. Back in 1982. I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile. Was popular all through high school. I partied a lot. Drank drugs as often as possible. I had a girlfriend every month. To maintain my popularity, I focused all my time on my appearance and hanging out with people daily. My grades suffered, but whatever, I was cool. I ended up having a kid when I was a senior. Grades were too bad to go to college. Had a drug problem. And no one wanted anything to do with me. Oh, plus I was a dishwasher at Denny's. I didn't realize the moment you graduate. Nobody cares about high school. Luckily now I have a good job and I'm engaged with 2 kids. People who I was jelly of as a teenager. What's your shitty life like now so that I can schadenfreude about it? This thread makes me happy I'm a loser in high school. Edit. I guess my definition of loser is different than actual loser. I have friends and talk to girls and do just fine. But my high school is very stereotypical in that if you aren't a cheerleader or play football you aren't cool. I have friends. But my group of friends aren't really cool. Edit 2. Apparently no matter what I do I'm wrong. Such is life. You can be a loser and still be at your peak. Stop being a loser and improve yourself. Just saw them last night at my local bar. So they succeeded then? That's not necessarily bad. Unless that's all they do. Dot. And even still. If they're happy then. Who knows? Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad time at all.